We want to have an honest conversation. What's that transition like from a national level to international? What are the hiccups? What are the challenges? What did you have to sort of adjust to make that move from a national level to succeeding at the international level?
Initially, I mean, it was great to be able to train in India, but as I was getting better, I felt like I had to go abroad because the level of coaching in India is not up to the mark as it is abroad. So I train a lot in Egypt, where some of the best players in the world train. And predominantly my whole journey has kind of been on my own, where I have had to travel on my own without a coach, without a physio. And I think those things make a huge difference in playing at the best level consistently, because a lot of other players in their countries kind of send them with a coach, send them with a physio. And so I've had to kind of shortlist my team, but obviously they've not been able to travel with me. And so I think the fact that they've helped me, along the way, and that I've had to get out of my comfort zone more often than not, to be the best, to compete with the best, that helped me, win medals at international events. But I definitely think it could have been a lot better if we get the kind of support from a very younger age.
Vandana ji, I'll sort of come to you. You've represented India at the highest levels. The hat trick against South Africa. I mean, I think none of us will ever forget that. What is that difference? Why is India not really performing as good as it should or could at the international level?
Actually, जब start किया था, तो तब काफ़ी difficulties थी. आज से मतलब 12 साल पहले. तो धीरे धीरे खेला. तो जैसे अभी हम लोग टोक्यो गए थे, तो बहुत 2 साल में जो बहुत ज़्यादा लॉस हुआ. बट उस टाइम पे जो पूरा इंडिया और मोस्ट ऑफ मतलब एक फैमिली हमारी टीम भी है, इसके लिए हम लोग टीम गेम खेलते हैं. तो उन्होंने काफ़ी सपोर्ट किया. स्टाफ था, सब बहुत ज़्यादा ओलंपिक से पहले हार्ड वर्क कर रहे थे. तो उस टाइम पे मतलब मेरे पापा भी चले गए. तो वो टाइम पे ये था कि बहुत ज़्यादा मेरे लिए भी डिफ़िकल्ट था. तो मैंने चॉइस किया था कि मुझे टीम बहुत ज़्यादा हार्ड वर्क कर रही है, तो टीम के साथ रहना है और खेलने जाना है. तो वो टाइम ये था कि मेरा ओलंपिक भी मिस हो सकता था. वो टाइम पे जो हमारे कोचेज़ और टीम ने जो सपोर्ट किया, जो हार्ड वर्किंग था टीम का, सो वही था. और जो हैट्रिक क्या है कि मतलब जो हमेशा हार्ड वर्क किया है, तो वो टाइम यही सोच के खेला था कि टीम के लिए कुछ करना है. जो भी हार्ड वर्क किया है वो आज टीम के लिए काम आए. और जो अर्जेंटीना मैच के बाद जो भी कुछ हुआ था, तो वो एक उस पर ध्यान नहीं देना चाहिए. वो क्वेश्चन एक्चुअली मैं इग्नोर ही करती हूँ. बट ये रहता है कि अगर बोल रहे हैं तो पूरे इंडिया ने इतना सपोर्ट किया वो टाइम पे कि मतलब वो बहुत अच्छा लगा है कि एक प्लेयर के साथ हमेशा पूरा इंडिया खड़ा रहता है, कि उसको पता है कि प्लेयर की स्ट्रगलिंग क्या होती है. और स्पेशली हॉकी में कोई भी प्लेयर मतलब बहुत अच्छी फैमिली से नहीं होता, वो बहुत स्ट्रगल करके एक अच्छे लेवल तक पहुँचता है और उसको बहुत ज़्यादा हार्ड वर्क करना पड़ता है. तो उसमें टीम ने बहुत ज़्यादा सपोर्ट किया है.
नो वंडरफुल. एंड कल रात को रानी जी से बात हो रही थी कि अबाउट आजकल गेम इस लेवल तक पहुंच गया है कि ऑडियंस भी मतलब फेलियर को भी सेलिब्रेट कर रही है कि अगर इफ़ यू हैव परफॉर्म्ड, इफ़ यू हैव गिवन योर बेस्ट, ऑडियंस भी सपोर्ट कर रही है. एंड दैट्स गुड टू सी. आई विल नाउ गेट टू the athletes from this millennium, who have a lot of support from Gen Z. Manu, Mehuli, just want to get to you. You're the athletes who are performing at the highest level. You all have you all are seeing getting exposed to sports at a very different level. I want to get your perspective, and maybe Mehuli, I'll start with you. Firstly, congratulations on the 3 golds that you won recently. What is the sort of sporting environment that you're seeing? And from a youngster who's obviously, you're about to hopefully break many barriers in the world of sport. What are certain things that you feel that is preventing India from breaking that barrier, and what do we need to do to sort of win more medals at the highest level?
I think the one important thing to win medals in all sports and Olympics is all sports should be supported equally. Because whenever after Olympics, the sports which won medal there, they get the highlight and it's all been showing there and the full support has been given there. But what about the other sports? That has to be given the same support to win medal in the next Olympics. Whenever one Olympic is done, we focus on the next. Because of course it's like every day, every hour we put in efforts, every athlete give their best in each and every day. It's not only while we are training, but it's always it's a different kind of lifestyle. For me personally, I was not born in that lifestyle. Nobody is born in that lifestyle. We have to learn that. We have to introduce ourselves to a different routine, to a different lifestyle. And we have to maintain and improve ourselves in each and every day. So in doing that, we need the best support as much as we can get, so that we don't have to look behind us and think that if we have the support or if we have to do something other than which we ourselves have to do for our own routine, so that we can be with ourselves and improve ourselves in each and every day. So I think this is one thing which still needs to be improved, and it has already improved than before, and that's very appreciable. But I think each sport is equally important. Maybe it's an Olympic event or not, and each athlete deserves to be respected and supported equally.
Fair enough. No, I think definitely, I think we need a lot more attention and support for all the sports, and we can't just sort of be zooming into just one or two specific sports or specific events. Manu, your thoughts on this? What do we need to do differently?
So I think what Mehuli said, I support that the culture is developing in India. But the thing is, there is some kind of difference in some sports and the other sports. Like in shooting, I would give you an example that we have plenty of very good shooters in our country. But then when they are not in the team, in the seniors, when they are not in the team, they are not supported, they do not have the financial stability and everything. And because of which the job offers and everything, they do not have that. Because of which eventually they have to leave the sport. Even if they are good, they are bound to leave because they are not financially stable. And other thing that I would say is the consequences after you win or you lose a big game. The consequences, now that social media has grown, the consequences has risen. So I think it's the fear of the consequence. If we win, this will happen. If we lose, then probably the people will, take bad notes about it and maybe criticize us. So the consequences and the support system, I would say.
No, two wonderful points. I think one is the element of the support system to ensure that the basic financial incentives are there so that the basics are taken care of, and of course the consequences. I think that's a wonderful point. Mukul, I'm going to ask you your perspective. You come from the corporate side. Firstly, once again, thanks to you and the Tatas for doing what you continue to do across sports. I think to Mehuli's points, I think the Tatas are one such organization that sort of ensured that the support has come through multiple sports, not just one or two, not just cricket to be specific. As a sports administrator, you've been obviously seeing, with Jamshedpur FC, you're obviously as part of the sporting excellence group that you lead. What are your thoughts that what does corporate India need to do? I mean, we have a separate session later this evening on that particular topic, but your lens as an administrator, as a corporate executive, what eludes the medal at the highest level?
So thanks for the question. Firstly, I would say that as Mr. Chanakya had mentioned, at Tata Steel, sports is a way of life. So I would not stress much more upon what other corporates should do rather than what we are doing. So as far as Jamshedpur is concerned, as Tata Steel is concerned, we run close to 19 odd disciplines, but we focus on five particular sports, which we think that, instead of spreading ourselves thin, we should basically be focusing on those sports, and we work in the developmental side of the sport, not so much on the commercial side. So we have academies which actually focus on picking up young talent at a grassroots level and making champions out of them. So we have examples in archery, football, hockey, athletics, and sport climbing now. So in archery particularly, we have not only groomed somebody at the national level, but we've also created world champions. We have Deepika, we have Komlika, who's now the world youth champion. Everything of this makes us proud. In a toto, we have actually created close to 42 odd Arjuna awardees. Now that makes us very, very, very proud.